As a beginner, I made a lot of mistakes and I learned a lot along the way. So here are 7 things I wish I knew as a beginner when it comes to soft gel extensions. All right, so first things first, sunscreen. I feel like there's so much more awareness now of how the consistent use of UV nail lamps can have a harmful effect on your skin over time. And since I'm always doing nail content, which means I'm always using a UV nail lamp, I always put on sunscreen before I do a set. And I also put on these gloves for extra protection. The gloves that I have on are from Amazon. I am not a dermatologist, but I do highly recommend sunscreen and these gloves when using a UV nail lamp. So next is gel glue application. Now, when I first started with soft gel, this was honestly really hard for me. I either put too much gel or didn't put enough. If you struggle with this like I did, I recommend starting by putting 1 coat of gel glue on the nail tip. Then take the brush and scrape the excess gel glue onto the base of the nail tip. This hack was a game changer for me. Ever since I started applying soft gel tips like this, it seems like I always have just enough gel. And that leads me to the next thing I wish I knew. To prevent overflow of gel on your skin, stop pressing the nail tip down as soon as that gel reaches the free edge of your natural nail. Once that glue hits the free edge of your natural nail, you can go ahead and cure. You're gonna cure for 60 seconds and then you have your finished look. No excess gel on your skin and no bubbles. Just a clean application. Now, would you rather your soft gel tips look like this at the cuticle, or would you rather a more seamless, natural look like this? I can show you 2 different ways you can achieve this look. The first way is by taking a drill and using a sanding band. You're just gonna file the cuticle area of the cover tip. This honestly just thins it out so it can look more seamless once you apply it. Now, you don't wanna drill too much, just enough. And then after you're satisfied, then you can go ahead and apply the tip like normal. And after curing for 60 seconds, you're gonna melt that cuticle area down. And what I mean by that is just take a brush, dip it into a little bit of acetone, and just wipe around the cuticle area. That acetone is gonna melt that cover tip down so it's nice and seamless around the cuticle. That way you have more of a natural look. The second way you can do this is after applying the cover tip to your natural nail, you're just gonna take the drill and go around the cuticle area. So it's basically doing the same thing that we just did, but instead we're doing it on the nail instead of off of the nail. I have my drill on a low speed. I have it at 3,000 RPM and I'm using a ceramic barrel bit. I honestly wouldn't recommend this bit that I'm using for your cuticles. This is kind of my go-to bit when I'm lazy, but here are some cuticle bits that I would recommend to use, but normally any cuticle bit would work here. Once you're satisfied with the way it looks, you can go ahead and do what I did before. Take that brush, dip it in some acetone, a little bit of acetone, and just wipe it across the cuticle area so you can melt that tip down and it looks seamless. It looks natural. The next thing I wish I knew with soft gel as a beginner is that the tip needs to fit perfectly. So right here is a perfect fit. It fits from sidewall to sidewall. This will prevent the nail popping off. This right here does not fit. It has a gap. If your nail has a gap and you're in between sizes, just go ahead and size up, get a bigger tip. This tip is too big. It's sitting on my skin, but it's okay. We can customize it. You're gonna take a file and just file around the cuticle area until it fits your nail bed. I like starting with the corners, filing the corners in, and then go ahead and rounding out that cuticle area a little bit more, and that seems to fit my nail bed a little bit better. But of course, everybody is different. You file until you're satisfied, until it fits your nail. And once it does, you're good to go. And I'm just gonna put it on to show you guys that it fits from sidewall to sidewall now. And it's pretty much a perfect fit. One thing that will prevent lifting and will help your nails last as long as they possibly can is if you push back your cuticles, but not just push back your cuticles, but also make sure that all the dead skin that might be laying on your nail is scraped off or filed off. Right now I'm scraping it off. I started to scrape it off, but now I'm just getting my nail drill and I'm using a sanding band, and I'm just going to start to focus around that cuticle area to remove the dead skin, because if the nail adheres to your skin instead of your nail bed, it'll pop off a lot quicker than it would if it was just to adhere to your natural nail. And then from there, you can go ahead and buff out the rest of your natural nail, removing the natural shine, and you're ready for the next step in the prepping process. So you've applied your soft gel tips and you're ready to do a nail design. I just want to show you guys a couple tips and tricks on how I accomplish a French tip. So first, I like to start my nail art with a matte top coat. A matte top coat will basically help keep your lines nice and neat. Another tip is to use a long, fine liner brush when doing a French design. This is key. I promise you, this will make your life so much easier when doing French nails. I got this fine liner brush from Temu. And lastly, here's a super easy way to do a French nail tip. So you're going to start with 2 lines on both sides of the nail. And then from there, you're just going to fill the sides in. And after you're done filling the sides in, the only part of the French nail that is missing is the middle part. Next, you want to draw a line wherever you want your French line to start. And then you basically kind of connect the dots from there. Start from the side of your nail design and bring it in to meet it in the middle and kind of make a U shape. Keep on going over it until that straight line turns into a U. Keep going until you're satisfied with the way your French nail looks, and then fill the rest in. So after your French design is cured, all you have to do is put a top coat on top and you're finished. But not yet. I always recommend you go ahead and get out your file after you put a top coat on. Go ahead and file that free edge, okay? Go ahead and give it a light file, and then you're done. And I promise you, it won't look so rounded. You will always have that nice, crispy, finished look on your nail set.